What's up? What's up? What's popping, y'all? Straight to the point.
The family matter and the truth for the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Excuse me, man. Hit the like when you come through. Hit the subscribe not a if you're not subbed to the channel, and also hit them notifications too. Hope everybody feeling all right this morning. I want to give a shout out to the whole entire Lions Den, uh, basketball and as well as boxing communities. I appreciate y'all supporting the time and supporting the grind here at Straight to the Point, sports and entertainment. Last night, first game, um, I wanted to kind of wait and give my breakdown. I went back and I watched the game. I watched the whole game again, because there were some things. What's up, Brown Sugar? There were some things that I kind of missed, and so I wanted to go back and and catch a few things. Um, if Dallas is playing the way that they play, and you have um, Luca playing defense, because yes, Kyrie, he came out, he punched everybody in the mouth. Okay, Kyrie is not to be slept on. Okay, I've never slept on Kyrie. I've always said throughout the whole entire season, if you looked at my videos and you paid attention to what I said Kyrie has been the better player. Okay, throughout the whole entire time, and he was the better player last night. Um, Luca was just better defensively. Okay, now it might have not been that way, at the beginning of the game, but towards the end of the game when it really mattered, Luca made key defensive stops. But I wanna kind of give you some perspective. Um, I don't want to get into the elementary talk of things. Let's dive into this deep because I really want to put some things into perspective. First and foremost, uh, the Dallas Mavericks, they out rebounded. Um, they out rebounded the Minnesota Timberwolves. Clearly out rebounded them. I think Minnesota, I mean Dallas Mavericks, they had like 48 rebounds. 11, to my understanding, 11 of them were offensive. They were a terror on the rebound. Um, Also, I want to say this too. Carl Anthony Towns, um, he out rebounded. There were a couple of people that out rebounded Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert did not have a good rebounding outing. Okay. And on top of that, Najee Reed. It was a combination of Najee Reed, McDaniel, and Cat that kept Minnesota afloat. Okay, and don't worry, Anthony Edwards is going to get the smoke. Okay, I'm just saving that. Another thing is, okay, another thing. Just from looking at the game, you already know that they were getting destroyed when it came to points in the paint. Okay, they were getting destroyed in points in the paint, in the mid range. They were just having their way uh, with Minnesota, especially in the second half. Okay, now Kyrie had to show. Kyrie had to show. You said Kyrie had to show Anthony Edwards, um, who is the champion, who has the experience, who's been deep in the playoffs, who's been in the finals. He had to show. He had to show it. You said Cat was bumming it up. That's Cap. Cat wasn't bumming it up. Matter of fact, Cat was the one that was keeping him in it. Cat was the one that was rebounding. Cat was the one that no, Cat was not bumming it up. If anybody was bumming it up, it was Anthony Edwards. Go back and go look at the game. Okay, it was Anthony Edwards that was bumming it up. Okay, Cat kept them in it. McDaniel, between McDaniel's, Cat, they kept them up in it. If we're gonna talk about people bumming it up, we're gonna talk about Rudy Gobert not doing a good job on rebounding. That's why I feel like Rudy Gobert, in my opinion, Rudy Gobert, you could make a case that Najee Reed starts off the game better, but a lot of people, they're gonna disagree with me on that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I know some people are gonna bring up fatigue, the fatigue factor, and everything. Uh, Really, honestly, the way that Dallas played, they should have. They really, the way that Minnesota played, rather, they really should have got blown out the way that they played. I'm surprised that they were even up in it. Now, the first quarter, they had a good first quarter, an okay second quarter, but you knew in the second half, once Luka, see, another thing is too, that they were having trouble with, Ted, is Luka getting to his spots. That's an area of weakness that you can already notice. If you could bump Luka off of his spots and he doesn't get to the right spots, you're going to give him trouble offensively. However, on the flip side of that, though, what Luka, you say Edwards was tired guarding Kyrie. Um, Edwards was mentally he was mentally surprised. Okay, he was mentally in a state of shock. I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew what was gonna hit him. And see, that's why, like, sometimes you gotta. But as much as I like Anthony Edwards, you're not nowhere near in terms of shooting percentage wise. You're not on Kyrie's level at all. You're not 50, 40, 90 at all. You're not consistent like that at all. And this is coming from somebody that likes Anthony Edwards. You're not consistent enough to be saying, "Oh yeah, I want that smoke with Kyrie and all this other stuff." You can't say that yet. Okay, you've hit clutch shots in different situations, but that's been in regular seasons, that's been in playoff games and stuff like that. Kyrie Irving has done it in the finals. Kyrie Irving is the one that's 14-0 in closeout games. Yeah, he loves to fade to the left. But this is what I was going to talk about, though, right? Because a lot of people, they want to talk about the dramaticism, outside of basketball and all this other stuff. No, we're talking purely science basketball. You got some people, they're like, "Oh Lord, I don't want to talk about that." Look, if you don't want to talk about the science of basketball, man, I'm gonna just tell anybody. This goes for anybody. Like Ronnie Coleman says, anybody get the fuck off my channel. Okay? I'm talking purely basketball. Okay? Because you got a lot of people that come up in here, they want to talk about the shit that's going outside about. No, we talking purely basketball. If you don't like this shit that I'm talking about, if it doesn't entertain you, good riddance. And that's for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, because I see people, on various channels being disrespectful and stuff throughout the LDBC, and they're trying to do that shit on my channel. Man, talk about basketball, man, and keep it basketball. Now, what I'm saying is when it comes to Luca, okay, when it comes to Luca, he is starting to buy in to Jason Kidd and what Jason Kidd is selling. In the beginning, he wasn't. Now he understands that when, okay, your offense is not going that great, you do other things so that it can allow you to open it up. And everybody seems to think that I'm not going to give Anthony Edwards the smoke and all this other stuff. No, Anthony Edwards is going to get the smoke. Anybody that messes up and they don't show up, you're going to get the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're fans, but don't get the game twisted. Last night you should have came out better. I don't want to hear none of this stuff talking about, oh yeah, he's young and all this other stuff. Yeah, he's young and everything, but man, when you feeling yourself like that, and when you talking like that, like everything is so easy, you don't know those veterans that done been there, those veterans that done been in the trenches, those guys that already got experience up under their belt. They're taking notes. They're taking notes. But but I got to go back to what you were saying, Ted. I want you to really go back and go watch Cat, okay? Because Cat really kept them in it. I was proud of Cat. Cat was one of the ones that was double digits in rebounds. Everything that was coming off the rim, he was the cleanup guy. But when it came to Anthony Edwards, he had his ass full. It was McDaniel, the one that kept everybody in it. And see, that's the thing. Another thing is, right, when I don't know who it was. I forget who it was. It was somebody that said that the problem with Anthony Edwards is his consistency. One game he's gonna have 40, then the next game he's gonna turn around, he'll have like 15, 16 points. Man, if you're talking about being the face of the league, or you talking about or people talking about him, making all these great comparisons and stuff like that, you're gonna have to be a little bit more consistent than that. You know, and he hit some key shots at the end, but how many times are we gonna? This is the second game in a row. We can't blame it on. Listen, Shanae wants to sit up there and say, "Oh yeah, they just came off of a grueling series and stuff like that." Jordan was playing grueling series. Kobe was playing grueling series. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was playing grueling series. Robert Parrish was playing grueling series. But they still had to show up and still be, consistent. Now, I like his effort and everything. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they were still in it and the game was close, that's what you like. They had a chance to win it. But in the end, it was Luka. How many times would I ever say this in natural life? Okay, I've only said this twice. It was Luka's defense in the end. Lord behold, whoever thought I would have brought that up? Yeah, he missed a whole lot of easy buckets. That and in the off season, that's what he's gonna have to work on. He's gonna have to work on knocking that stuff down. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come. He's gonna come back and he's gonna capitalize on it because he's evolving into a great player. That's what he's starting to evolve into. So um, and then another thing is I don't think we're giving enough credit to Jason Kidd and and what he does. See, with Jason Kidd, man, it could be kind of tricky with him because when you're a defensive minded coach, when you're a defensive minded coach, it's not going to be pretty. Um, let me let me let me put things in its proper context, right? A lot of people don't understand that being a point guard, which is what Jason Kidd was, one of the greatest to do it. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, now that we're talking about that, I was talking about that yesterday in terms of great players that couldn't be head coaches. Well, Jason Kidd has proven that he was a great player. Now he's starting to become a great head coach. But people got to understand this though. When it comes to the point guard position, point guard, I'm talking about prototypical point guard. It was not meant to be a pretty position. It was not meant to be the most popular position. It was meant to be the most important. And the reason why I say that is because you can see that in Jason Kidd's coaching style, his philosophy. He doesn't have like a Mike D'Antoni up and down, up tempo, real fast pace. He doesn't have a Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? You know the offense that they run, the motion. You said his athleticism, his best. China. What's up with it, Matt Moses? I see you in the building, bro. Yeah. Well, see, the thing about it is, like his playing style is kind of going into his coaching style. He's got everybody playing defense. He's got everybody hustling. I mean, damn, you got Luka to play defense. Rick Carlisle couldn't pull that out of him. Rick Carlisle couldn't pull that out of him. But now you got guys that are buying in. Kyrie is even giving more effort on the defensive end. And we don't need to talk about Derrick Jones Jr. We don't need to talk about Lively. We don't need to talk about the rest of the guys that are on there or whatever. But I find it odd though. See, with Minnesota, they had 6 guys that were in double figures, including Najee Reed. Najee Reed, who had 15 off of the bench. Najee Reed, I don't think people realize how much of a blessing Najee Reed is. Najee Reed is gonna come in. He's gonna give you physicality. He's gonna give you defense. He's a shot maker, and he plays physical. You said you changed your pick from the Wolves to the Mavs. Why? Why would you do that? I still got the Wolves. Make no mistake about it. I still got the Wolves. But you see, I would expect that from you, Matt, because you change up. I can't even take you serious, man. You got 2 teams. Yeah, I mean, you can't even make up your mind whether you want to go for the Lakers or the Cavs. So I kind of expected that from you anyways, man. You're gonna change it up. You better not have bet nobody either. That's like betting somebody $100, and then you be like, you know what? Nah, I changed my mind. You know what? I'm gonna go for this team. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's go for 25 instead of 100. Because Kyrie went off. I mean, that's not a. But they only won by 3 points. You act like they got blown out. And you also got to take into account. You got to keep in perspective. I'm not trying to make no excuses because then I would be hypocritical myself. But I'm gonna tell you this though. You got to realize this, that they just came off of a game 7. Now I didn't want to make that an excuse. But they did come off of a game 7. But being that they came off of a game 7 and they were that close, that 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 showed you that they had a chance to win the game. So that's why I'm not going to make no excuses for them because they had a chance to win the game. Anthony Edwards, bottom line, he didn't show up, but he will show up next game. The thing about it, we see with Anthony Edwards, though, that you can never worry about, though, is how he responds to adversity. That's what makes the champions. It's like when people give you the cold shoulder or they turn their back on you or something like that, right? 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be they're not gonna be looking for your response or anything like that, right? But it's when other people start talking about the response that you have, and then they won't have that cold shoulder or they won't turn their back on you no more. And that's what a lot of the fans do. I'm a Kyrie fan. I support that brother. They tried to take his career away. I mean, yeah, I support him too. But the Mavs ain't winning. I'm for Kyrie all day, man. Matter of fact, now that we on that, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and dive into that, right? Now the media want to start talking about Kyrie. Now all these guys, Stephen A. Smith, though, that was sitting up there hating him because he didn't want to take the jab. All these people that was sitting up, the only one that stood 10 toes down for Kyrie, okay, was Jay Williams. And there were probably a sprinkle full of people that had Kyrie's back when he was going through what he went through. I know on my channel, I supported Kyrie. Now I wasn't making 1,000 videos about it and everything, but when he was going through what he went through, everybody can attest to that. Brown Sugar can attest to that. We had Kyrie's back. What they were doing to him was wrong. And with the whole anti, you know what, that all that stuff. So when it comes to Kyrie, now the media want to start dick riding. You know what I'm saying? Before, it was like they were forced to talk about Kyrie. It's like, damn, we got to talk about Kyrie and everything like that. But that's all right. He gonna put it in your face. And see, that's how you bounce back. Now he bounced back. Now he getting the last laugh. Now all that criticism about, oh, he'll never win a championship or he'll never go nowhere without LeBron, he could probably make that a reality. Even though I picked the Minnesota Timberwolves to win, that has nothing against in terms of what Kyrie is going through. Because if Kyrie ends up winning, hey, you best believe I got it. So he got my support 100%. 10 toes down. Tell them, Sugar. Hey, man, I'm telling you, all these channels, there were a lot of channels that were sitting up there talking about how he shouldn't have did this. Stephen A. Smith was, just take the shot and all this other stuff. Man, I'm not putting nothing in my goddamn body. I'm not putting nothing in my shit. You're not going to force me. You can stick that shit up in your ass if you want to, pause. But I'm not going to do that shit. Fuck all that. Then 10 years down the line or something like that, I got this problem with me. I got this tumor going on. I got this going on with my heart. I got this going on, stuff like that. Man, you don't know what they putting up in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock anybody for taking it. You know what I'm saying? If you took it, you took it. Well, I'm saying for my body, I'm not going to do it. And that was his choice. What happened to my body, my choice? It's like a female that don't. And if she don't want you to stick your shit up inside of her, nigga, she got that choice. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to stick your thing up in the ground, it's your body, your choice. If you don't want to smoke after somebody, you know what I'm saying, because they got a cold sore in their mouth, like on how high or something like that, that's your choice. Wait, so you hope they win everything? Okay, well, so that means you want them to win. You want them to beat Boston here. Come on now. The whole LDBC for the most part. Now there were a couple people in the LDBC that didn't agree with what Kyrie was doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna name no names. They didn't agree with what Kyrie was doing, but for the most part, the LDBC, man, they had Kyrie's back. You know what I'm saying? I know over here on this channel we had Kyrie's back. Really, they were just trying to make money off of Kyrie. If we're really being honest, Brown Sugar, they were trying to make money off of Kyrie. They were trying to make money off of him. That's what they were doing. They kept it going. They marketed off of this stuff. Only to, like what Matt Moses was saying, only to kind of put his career on the back burner. You know who? And this is gonna. Hey, I know this is gonna be a crazy comparison. Y'all ready for this? Push one in the chat if you're ready for this. What I'm about to say about Kyrie. Y'all, this is gonna trip y'all out. I'm gonna make y'all go roll up a blunt to this after I say this. Are y'all ready for this? Push one in the chat if you're ready for me to say this statement. I know Ted is ready. Push one and let me know. All right, check this out. Kyrie Irving is the Kendrick Lamar of basketball. I'm dropping the mic on that. Let me repeat this again. Kyrie Irving is the Kendrick Lamar of basketball. And I know you're like, that probably gonna go over some of y'all's head, but let me explain why, okay? When we talk about creativity and we talk about English off best finisher, like a cerebral guy, Kyrie can pretty much do everything that you ask him for offensively, right? So he's 14-0 in closeout games. He's 50, 40, 90. He has one of the high finish soft off the glass. He can play make. Don't get me started on his handles. You know what I'm saying? He's very creative in everything that he does. You know what I'm saying? He can dance with the ball, do all that stuff. And on top of that, the man already has a ring and stuff like that. However, people fail to talk about him and people fail to give him his props. Now, the reason why I mentioned Kendrick Lamar, think about Kendrick Lamar. Oh, yeah, he's on the West Coast. Kendrick Lamar, when we talk about lyrical delivery, when we talk about being able to put words together, when we talking about versatility, Kendrick Lamar can talk about sex. He could talk about gangster shit, even though he don't be doing that stuff. He could get poetic. He could talk about political issue. If you want a battle, just like he ended up winning the battle with Drake. I mean, he could do that too. You know what I'm saying? Whatever level. Pretty much he destroyed J. Cole. Some people would actually say that he destroyed J. Cole's career and he destroyed Drake's career. You know what I'm saying? So in a clutch situation, if you try to put his back against the wall, Kendrick Lamar can do that. And guess what he did? When he came out with They Not Like Us, man, he got white folks at a goddamn graduation parties and reunions and shit like that dancing. This old ass man was up in there dancing the They Not Like Us. Damn near it got everybody C walking, B walking. Got guys that got him doing everything. It's the same thing with Kyrie. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody trying to be creative like Kyrie and how to handle and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, man, their artistry are so similar. That's why I compare them, Kyrie to Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, shoot from the logo. But they don't give them their props. Man, let's just be honest, man. They talked about Kendrick Lamar, but they wasn't giving him his props. They was all on Drake. They was all talking about Drake all the time, or J. Cole. But people don't know. Listen, this is how a lot of people don't know. I've been on Kendrick Lamar. Brown Sugar knows this. I've been on Kendrick Lamar for a long, long time. Who had the best verse in ASAP Rocky's fucking problems? Girl, you gonna get that dick? Man, Kendrick Lamar had the best verse on that whole entire song. Some people said Drake, but to me, I know it's a little bit older and everything, but the reason why I brought that song up is because they were both on that song. You had like at that time you had some of the best lyrical guys in the game on that song. My uncle was blood walking to Kendrick. Yeah, man, you got guys up in there. Dun, 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 dun. I know they're gonna play that at my family reunion. I already know that they're gonna play that, and then, man, you gonna have people up in there probably trying to do the goddamn electric slide and shit. But DJ Mustard, man, he's a genius, man. Um, I don't think DJ Mustard gets his credit either. But anyways, man, I'm going off the rails. But Kendrick and Kyrie, they remind me so much of each other. Their creativity, their artistry, um, their versatility and what they can do. Now, is Kyrie the greatest defender and all that other stuff? No, you know what I'm saying? He that's not his forte. But if he needs to play defense, he will. But he's not no lockdown defender. No. You know what I'm saying? So, um, everybody was hating on Kyrie. Everybody was like, they had something to say. Um, how could you do this? And you could possibly kill people. Well, where them people at now? All these people, a lot of them people that was up in there, yeah, you need to take the jab and stuff like that. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, Stephen A. Smith up in there talking about, yeah, take the jab, and all this other stuff. Man, he ended up getting sick. But he want to try to get Kyrie to do this and do that, and Adam and listen, don't think y'all forgot about Adam Silver, old punk ass. Adam Silver, Adam Silver, Adam Silver was really, to me, besides that old punk ass motherfucker in Brooklyn, they was the one that led the charge to this bullshit. Stupid ass motherfucker. That nigga never even touched the goddamn court. And he gonna tell Kyrie, oh yeah, nah. But then again, you got motherfuckers up in there having a heart attack and stuff. One of the guys was having heart problems because he took the jab. I forget. I think he played. I think he played for the. I think he played for the Chicago Bulls. But he took the jab or something like that, man, and he was having some issues and stuff like that. There were a couple guys that was having some issues. I think even Andrew Wiggins was having some problems here and there. Everybody's body ain't the same, but they want to sit there. Oh yeah, you have to take it. But the thing about it, man, is that he took a stand, and and then you have people up in there. They didn't even know. They didn't want to have no dog in the fight whatsoever. Nah, man, y'all should have had his back. Yeah, y'all should have had his back 100%. Yeah, man, he up in there buck dancing against Kyrie. Now this motherfucker up in there, he up in there having, probably having relations with Lucky and stuff. You know what I'm saying, in his mind and stuff, man. He probably got a Lucky for health fraud schemes and shit like that. So dumb motherfucking ass, man. Well, look, man, look, I'm gonna say it like this, man. You dumb as fuck for doing that shit, and everybody else was too, man. I got respect for Clinton Portis and Sebastian Telfair and all that, man, but that was dumb as fuck, man. Yeah, man, how the hell you gonna do some shit like that? That was stupid, man. Yeah, like that was really stupid, man. If you were gonna do that shit, you might as well just move some weight. If you're gonna do that shit, you might as well just go ahead and just get you a whole bunch of pills, go get you some syrup, you know what I'm saying? Go sell some ass or something like that, man. Man, you doing this shit, man. This shit is federal, man. Like, a lot of you can't do a lot of shit now. You can't get licensed for a lot of shit when it comes to you trying to do insurance and shit like that. All that shit gonna be on your goddamn record. And man, you might as well just, man, why not open up a strip club? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do some shit like that, or open you up a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? And start doing some shit like that, man. You wanna do a health fraud scheme. Knowing damn well that shit ain't gonna last. Knowing damn well you talking about a lot of years of period. Now, had that been me or Ted or Brown Sugar or Matt Moses, nigga, we would have been under the jail. They wouldn't be talking about no what is it? Well, I think it was, he got 36 months, I think it was. 36 or 48 months or something like that. Nigga, we been there way longer than that. Yeah, open up a rib shack or something, you know what I'm saying? You like to eat. No more burgers and all this other stuff, man. Go up here. No, you got Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy ain't making no goddamn excuses. That nigga up in there cooking. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, have a different hustle. God rest his soul. Wayman Tisdale, before he died and stuff. Wayman Tisdale used to play the saxophone. He had his own band, and it was actually pretty lucrative. I think he got to. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how true this is. I think he got to share the stage with like Kenny G and people like that. Wayman Tisdale was that guy, man. He was a real good, because he played the saxophone. God rest his soul. Man, do something else, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Brown Sugar, she's a businesswoman. Damn, she could have put your ass on game, at least to do something legal. You wanna sit up there and do the shit illegal, man? You nigga, dog, you not a small dude, and I'm not talking about just in stature. Everybody knows who the fuck you are. Everybody knows who you are. So you think, and I know they're like, well, okay, so what does that mean? What I'm saying is word around the campfire, it's gonna get around like wildfire, because they're like, oh, Big Baby this and Big Baby that. Big Baby played for the Celtics. Oh, yeah, man, they're gonna know who you are. Played in the NBA. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be out to get you then. Because if the wrong person hear it, guess what? They gonna want to see you down, because maybe you didn't get that dude enough money, or maybe you messed around with this guy's girl or something like that, and they want to get their get back. Big Baby, old crybaby ass up in there crying. KG up in there trying to motivate it. You don't see Kendrick Perkins out there crying. That's why I don't really go in on. Now Kendrick Perkins, he started off a little slow. You know what I'm saying? I was beginning to worry about my boy Big Perk. You know what I'm saying? Representing for. But man, he came on back around and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got them guys is like, really, they just chill, lay back, and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Kendrick Perkins, man, he ain't out there crying and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Up in there whining and all this other stuff. Like, nah, man, we don't do that. We don't do that over here. You say he was good at LSU. Yeah, he was good at LSU. But um, you know, when he got to the NBA, I mean, he had some solid games. But a lot of people feel like he didn't really live up. I thought Glenn Big Baby Davis, he probably could have been like a tractor trailer type. Robert Trailer, man. God rest his soul. I used to like Tractor Trailer from Michigan. Man, this dude, man. But yeah, man. I mean, you got to be smarter than that. It's just some guys they don't exercise common knowledge or common sense. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some of these dudes I be looking at, I don't think they got neither one. I don't think they got book smarts, nor do they got common knowledge. Yet alone street smart. I don't think they got neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, if you're gonna do something like that, man, you gotta really exercise your common sense, man, for real. Um, and he had it coming to him, and it wasn't just NFL players. I mean NBA players. It was NFL players like Joe Horn. Man, I was disappointed in him. Joe Horn that used to play for the Saints. He got caught up in that stuff too. And I already mentioned Clinton Portis. I was a Clinton Portis fan. Represent the U all day. You know what I'm saying? So, but um, Minnesota, in my opinion, they still gonna win this series. They still in it. They they're not gonna go down. That easy if they are if they do happen to lose or something like that. I I see it going 7 games. Yeah. You said Cat cost me a bag last night. Man, Cat. I don't know why y'all keep saying Cat wasn't the reason. You do understand? Hold on. Let's put it in its context since we want to go there. Do you realize that the only person that was in double figures on rebounding was Anthony Edwards? What are you talking about? He had 16 points and he came through in the end. Cat Cat was not playing bad. Cat was actually doing a pretty good. He made some key plays. Cat did it. Cat did it. He had 16 points and 7 rebounds. Now it wasn't as much as McDaniel, but percentage. You need to be talking about Anthony Edwards, sir. You need to be talking about Anthony Edwards, and you need to be talking about Rudy Gobert. How come you're not talking about them two? Rudy Gobert he didn't do that good on rebounding, offensive or defensive. Hold on, man. Let me get some food real quick, y'all. All right, hold on. Hey, sometimes the game ain't gonna be like that. Anthony Edwards didn't have 19. I mean, he didn't have 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the game ain't gonna be like that, but it's what you do otherwise. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I'm not getting going in on Anthony Edwards is because he did have 11 rebounds. He out rebounded everybody on his team. Hold on 1 minute, all right? Hey, but like I said, you said I'm disappointed in Hardaway Jr. Man, Hardaway Jr. Man, um, he just and he's not getting the minutes either. He's not getting the minutes either. You said overhyped. He's tried. No, listen. Rudy Gobert shouldn't have won Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, he had a good regular season defensively, but like now he's starting to lag off a little bit. He's starting to show people that they shouldn't have chose him as a four-time Defensive Player of the Year winner. But Austin Rivers says something, man, and there's some things that I don't really particularly agree with Austin Rivers. But he said this at the beginning of the series though. He said it's going to come down to the role players, and he's been right about that, man. Like the role players have really stepped up. Like when you talk about Najee Reed, I mean he had 15 off of the bench, and then you of course you got McDaniel. Even though I see McDaniel actually, if you really want to be honest, are y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for what I'm about to say? I can see McDaniels actually being the second option because there's been times you got to think about it. When Cat was gone, McDaniel was picking up the slack. It was him. There's some people, I forgot who it was. There was somebody that compared McDaniel and Edwards to Pippen and Jordan, which I thought was crazy. But I wouldn't make that I wouldn't make that comparison. But there was an NBA player that said that. I forgot who it was, but he said that they reminded them of Pippen and Jordan because McDaniel can play defense and he can play offense too. Yeah, Austin Rivers, man, there's some. The thing about Austin Rivers, he knows what he's talking about, and he's not. To me, Austin Rivers isn't like a contrarian like JJ Redick is. Yeah, man. So, but he'll step it up though, Cypress, man. He'll. I mean, what's it called? Cat Cat really came through. He just came on a little bit later, man. It wasn't like Cat was playing like straight trash or nothing like that because he had a couple of key plays. He came on late, and then he was doing what y'all didn't want him to do, which was just settling for that jumper all the time. Man, Austin Rivers, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm disappointed in Austin Rivers. I thought he could have been a lot better. But he played in the NBA for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock him on that. You know what I'm saying? He played in the league. He had a had a okay career. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you got to think about it, man. When I look at Austin Rivers, I look at Austin Rivers as the number one guy coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Austin Rivers, when he went to Duke, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of there, man, coming into the draft, supposed to possibly take over. And it just didn't happen like that. You said Luca. Nah, because you know who is starting to have that influence on him is Jason Kidd, man. Jason Kidd is having that influence on him. Jason Kidd is having that influence on him. Luca has, man, like you get to a point in time, man, where you have no choice but to buy in. I'm pretty sure Luca has sat down. Him and Jason Kidd have sat down, had one-on-one talks and stuff. And Jason Kidd has been able because if you're going to be the best player, you have to have a decent relationship with your coach. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure what they have done is, Jason Kidd has probably had to been like, hey, Luca, I understand that, things get frustrating sometimes and stuff like that, but woozy woozy woo, and then he'll give his perspective on things, and then maybe he'll make Luca look at things a lot differently. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people look at Luca like as if he's an old player. You know what I'm saying? He might play old, like, and I'm not talking about like old as in a bad old. I'm talking about he got kind of a old man's game. You know what I'm saying? He stays on the ground a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he don't move that fast and all that other stuff. Kind of like Paul Pierce. But Luca is still young, man. Yeah, and kid went through the trials and tribulations on and off the floor. You know what I'm saying? He had, he had trouble with the alcohol. He had trouble with the alcohol. He had, incidents. You know what I'm saying, off the floor when with the whole domestic issues, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he went through his trials and tribulations. So he's able to give him not only basketball knowledge, but he can give him life experience lessons too as well. You know what I'm saying? Some advice. Such as managing your money and other things. You know what I'm saying? As he evolves into a older player. You know what I'm saying? Because he's only going to get older. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be in the league for God knows how long. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody pulling up, holding it down, 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for definitely supporting my grind and also the time too as well. If you do ever want to support the channel, you know what I'm saying. My Cash App is it's listed. You know what I'm saying? It's straight to the point. 77. Um, I don't ask for Cash Apps or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you like to donate, it's in there. Um, Also, be sure to hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also, hit the notifications too. Okay. I want to give a shout out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and as well as boxing community and all of my subs, my day ones and as well as my new subs. I thank you for the constant support and elevation of this channel. Until then, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll hit y'all with some heat a little bit later.